So real quick before we get back to Tanahashi, like
Okay.
Hikuleo came through the door, right? And he
Yeah.
was flanked by his dad, Haku, man.
Right.
How was that getting to share like an AEW space with not just Hikuleo, but also having Haku, who obviously, had his run in WCW on TNT and things, and kind of synonymous with a similar kind of space you're in at the moment,
Right. You know, the legend that is Haku, and that's another element. I think we're talking about Jake the Snake Roberts earlier. Now you have Haku showing up with his son Hikuleo. And I think that's, again, it just makes it so much fun for the wrestling fans because they just never know. You know, they knew that Hikuleo was coming and he was challenging for the IWGP US Championship, but they had no idea that his dad was going to come with him. And the response that he got out there, he caught me with that grip for a moment there and chunked me to the rail, and my throat still hurts from that. And Hikuleo, who's, he's come through the New Japan Young Boy system, Young Lion system, and the kid's like 6'9", 6'10". He's a big old dude. He's got the lineage of his father, Haku. His brother's God over there in New Japan. He's got a lot to live up to, but I think he's somebody that's going to be one of the biggest, brightest stars, and not just literally the biggest, brightest stars in New Japan Pro Wrestling and probably pro wrestling because of his size, his lineage, and his a chance to become something special in the business. And it was fun to go against that challenge because he was so big and he did have his father by ringside, but again, the blackout got him and he was put down, and I'm still the IWGP US champion.
I saw, Tama Tonga, his brother, came out and said he's seeking revenge after what his brother. Are you worried about Tama Tonga? What do you think about God possibly making their way over to AEW Dynamite?
Hey, Tama likes to get on the internet and talk. He likes to get on Twitter and talk. If he wants to fight, we can fight. We fought a bunch of times, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it was in tag match situations. But I don't think Tama and I ever had a singles match. So, and I'm always game. I'm always open. He can bring his brothers. He can bring his dad. He can bring whoever he wants. He can bring the whole club. I don't care. I'm kicking all their ass.
That'd be fun. Yeah. I mean, it is like the AEW tag division is obviously very deep, right? It'd be interesting be very interesting, I think, to drop a God into that space and see what they could do with the Bucks or FTR or anything in an AEW,
You never know what's going to happen. That's the fun part.
All right. So, yeah, Tanahashi the Saturday night, we talked about it. That's a big deal, man. But, there's so many top names out there. I'll bring up one that is obviously hugely buzzy, and I'm sure as soon as I open up this conversation, everybody's going to pay their bills for the month. But the big news in the world of pro wrestling is that Daniel Bryan out there, and one of the big things he's looking to do in the next phase of his pro wrestling career would be to, be involved with New Japan. It sounds like from all accounts, that's like a priority for him. When you hear something like that, what do you think about a Daniel Bryan possibly entering into your space and wanting to compete with New Japan and possibly AEW as well there?
I hear the same rumors you hear. I'm only talent, so I just kind of step in the ring, and if he wants to show up, I'll gladly kick his butt too. So that's kind of how I view any of the rumors and all the guys that are wanting to go around. And again, that just makes it fun for the pro wrestling fan because you hear those rumors and you just never know who's going to show up, where, when, and how. And I think that's, like I said, it's just cool for the wrestling fans when they turn on the TV, whether it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, whether it's AEW, Impact Wrestling, whatever company they're choosing to watch right now, and you just never know. And I think that's the fun part. So if he wants to show up, he can show up, and I'll put him on his ass too.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but do you think that he would be a good fit for the New Japan roster? A lot of people, I've heard things say be really cool to see him in a G1, you could do a whole bunch of different matches and stuff with a guy like that,
I think he's one of the best in the world. It's one of those things that, he's always proven himself time and time again, wherever he's gone. He started in the Texas wrestling scene kind of pretty much like I did. He went to Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy way back in the day, pretty much around the same time that I got in the wrestling business. He was making his mark back then as the American Dragon, and then he went on to do what he's done in the business so far. I think he obviously has goals in the wrestling business, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, and a lot of places have a lot of great platforms and formats. So you just never know. So, he's an amazing talent. So wherever he goes, it's going to be a good show. But if he shows up and he tries to fight me, sorry about your bad luck, brother.
I guess, I'll just say, I guess your sentiment would probably be the same to all of the reports that CM Punk could be returning to pro wrestling right now, correct? Yes?
Hey, again, the same rumors you're hearing are the same ones I'm seeing and hearing. And again, if he shows up, and I'll kick his ass too.